December 2013. There is question 1, which you did not do in class. Yes. So in that paper, question 1, we are told Huduma Hospital operates 3 different types of wards, namely intensive care unit, high dependency unit, and the general ward. The average monthly costs of maintaining a patient in each of the wards are 400,000, 200,000, and 100,000 for the ICU, high dependency, the general ward, respectively. Past information on patients indicates that 50% of the patients in ICU at the beginning of the month will remain in ICU at the end of the month, and 50% will be transferred to high dependency by the end of the month. 10% of the patients in the high dependency unit at the beginning of the month will be transferred to ICU by the end of the month, whereas 50% will remain in high dependency unit and 40% will be transferred to general ward by the end of the month. 85% of the patients in general ward at the beginning of the month will remain in general ward at the end of the month, whereas 10% and 5% will be transferred to high dependency unit and ICU respectively by the end of the month. Past hospital records indicate that the hospital admits an average of 5,000 patients monthly. At the beginning of December 2013, the hospital had 10%, 25%, and 65% of its patients in ICU, high dependency, and general ward, respectively. So we are told to get the matrix of transition probabilities. So matrix of transition probabilities. So matrix of transition probabilities. So in that matrix of transition probabilities, we have these states. So we normally say from, we have the ICU, the high dependency, and the general ward. Then to ICU, high dependency unit, and the general ward. And the general ward. So according to the information we have read, they are saying 50% of the patients in ICU at the beginning of the month will remain. Remember, I told you when you're dealing with transition matrices, a row shows 2 things. One is retentions, and 2 is losses 2. That is what we find in a row. And I also told you that in a column, you will find again retentions and gains from. And gains from. Retentions and gains from. Those are the things you find. So when we are told that 50% of patients in ICU at the beginning remain, that is the retention. So from ICU to ICU, 0.5. And then we are told at the end, 50% will be transferred to high dependency. So from ICU to high dependency, 0.5. So that means no one goes to the general ward. Because we said that this one must always add to 1. The values in the row must always add to 1. Number 2, we are told 10% of the patients in high dependency at the beginning will be transferred to ICU by the end of the month. So from high dependency to ICU, 10%, that is 0.1. 50% remain in high dependency. So from high dependency to high dependency, 0.5. And 40 will go to the general ward, 0.4. 0.4. 85% of the patients in general ward at the beginning will remain in general ward at the end of the month. So if they will remain, so general ward 0.85. And then 10% will go to high dependency, 0.1. And 5% will go to ICU, 0.05. That is the matrix of transition probabilities. From there, we are told to get the expected proportions of patients that will be in ICU, high dependency, and general ward by the end of December 2013. So the proportions in 2013. So the proportions in the end of December 2013. Now, what we will need to do is we will need to get start of December 2013 start of December 2013, you multiply it by transition matrix. Transition matrix. So when you do that, this is the one that will give you end of December. End of December 2013. End of December 2013. Because this data has been gathered for 1 month only. So we are therefore going to have something like this. We will have the ICU we have the high dependency, and we have the general ward. So, according to information 4, we are told that at the beginning of December 2013, the hospital had 10% in ICU, so 0.1. They had 25% in the high dependency, and they had 65% in the general ward. So we multiply by the transition matrix, which is already here, 0.5, 0.1, and 0.05, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.1. We have 0, 0.4, 0.85, this is the ICU, is the general ward, and the high dependency unit. So multiply, and then you give me the answers. Zero points? 1, not rounded, eh? Give me exactly the way they come out. Don't round. 0.775. Just 75. Okay. Next. Those who are online, send your figures also, or tell me whether you agree.
And not very section.
Which means for the question, question
Uh-huh. 0.24. And the last one, 0.
6.65.
2.5. And they're adding exactly to 1.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to confirm that they're adding exactly to 1. So those are the proportions. The steady total monthly costs. So the steady total monthly costs. So let's shares or let's long run shares. Minutes. So we let program share B, X for ICU, Y for high dependency unit, Z for the general ward, where X plus Y plus Z is equals to 1, and Z is equals to 1 minus X minus Y. Then we have X, we have Y, 1 minus X minus Y, times so times the transition matrix, which is 0.5, 0.1, 0.05, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.1. We have 0, 0.4, and 0.85 should be equal to X, Y, 1 minus X minus Y. We will solve that. So in solving this, you should be saying 0.5x plus 0.1y plus 0.05 minus 0.05x minus 0.05y is equals to x. So putting like terms together, we have 0.5x minus 0.05x minus 1x plus 0.1y minus 0.05y is equal to minus 0.05. So this one, when you subtract, you are getting what? Negative 0.55x. Positive 0.05y is equals to negative 0.05. And this one, you call it equation 1. So create equation 2 on your own.
0.4x. 0.5x.
Semi-zero x.
Yeah.
Semi-zero x. Only zero x. Bueno, ya mucho más especial. Alafu plus zero.
¿Cómo es cuestión de ahora?
Así que
Cuestión de ahora le pagan 0.4.
bueno, sí, aquí sí, ahora. Sí, así.
Oh, shit. Samana, wait. Hiyo ni ya sasa. Ni 0.4.
Oh,
Yeah,
0.5x.
Ni 0.5x plus 0.5y plus 0.1 minus 0.1x minus 0.1y is equals to y. You're getting the second thing. You don't need to write the question. You go with that.
So that
Right?
we don't
You
need
don't need
to
to double. As long as you have the
as
two,
long as you have two equations.
you can subtract from one and get the second.
Celebration make
You can put the-
Wow, very funny.
So for why
Right. Why?
So this one, again, you should have said 0.5x plus 0.5y plus 0.1 minus 0.1x minus 0.1y should be equal to 1. So 0.5x minus 0.1x plus 0.5y minus 0.1y minus 1y should be equal to minus 0.1. So this one you are left with 0.4x minus what? 0.6y is equal to minus 0.1. And this one you call it equation number 2. Call it equation number 2. So using matrix algebra to solve, using matrix algebra to solve, but you can as well solve using small elimination. Yeah. We are going to have minus 0.55 and 0.05, then 0.4 minus 0.6 times xy should be equal to minus 0.05 minus 0.1. So this becomes xy on this side. Yes.
The second one.
This one.
Yeah. Should be 0.5x.
0.5x. Okay. So minus 0.05 minus 0.60. And this one, because it is crossing over, it comes in as inverse. Multiply minus 0.05 minus 0.10. And ukifika hapo tukasema the first thing you get the determinant. The determinant will be minus 0.55 multiplied by minus 0.6. Minus 0.4 times 0.05. What the answer? 0.31. Positive, eh? 0.31.
What is the what? The determinant.
Yes.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Those are online, send your figures, nione. Yeah, 0.31 according to Cohen. So if that is true, then we proceed and say x, y here. 1 out of the determinant, which is 0.31. You create the new matrix, and the new matrix is you change the positions of the major diagonal. So this becomes minus 0.6 and minus 0.55 there. Then you change the signs of the minor. So this becomes minus 0.40, and this becomes minus 0.05. Now this is coming in to multiply negative 0.05, negative 0.1. So Jibambe mpaka mwisho, you give me the two answers.
What?
Yeah.
0.0, 0.1. Sema no wifi. Okay, when you put your next around.
Easy. Just take a question.
So it's
I love it 3 months. Easy one means
how many months?
3 months.
1 year. A zero.
And 6
So this one you have gotten.
0.119.
The other one
0.2419.
we are in agreement.
Yes.
So thus x is 0.129, y is equal to 0.2419, and z is equal to 1 minus 0.1129 minus 0.2419, which is equal to 0.
Six, 4, 5,
6452. Hatujamaliza. Those are the shares. Swali liko inataka cost, si ndio?
Yes.
So you say hence we have the word here. So it's going to be like this. Maybe you can first of all check so that you see how it's going to be organized. So for the ICU, the proportion is 0.1129. Then the patients, we are told the entire hospital has 5,000. That's all.
Yes.
So that means these 5,000, 0.1129 should have worked with 3 decimals, but it's still okay. Give me that answer.
564.
564.
85.
So we can call it 565. 565 patients. And monthly total costs. Monthly total costs. We have 565 patients. And to maintain a patient in the ICU, the cost is it 400? 400,000. So that is the same thing you shall do with the high dependency unit, 0.2419. The general ward, 0.6452. And then you shall get the totals. And in getting your totals, there are some things that you must comply with. This one, obviously, we have confirmed it's going to 1. So that one is going to 1. Then this one, because we are allowing, uhakikishe they will add exactly back to 5,000. Then toto yako sasa hiyo ndio utapata whichever. And that will be the answer that the examiner wanted.
Anasema singefanya.
Sasa kwa the last one pia GW minus God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. 0.6.
Not yet. We are through, eh? Okay. So if we are through, we go to question number 2. An electric utility company has established that the weekly number of occurrences of lightning striking a transformer is poisson distributed with a mean of 0.4. required, the probability that no transformer will be struck by lightning in a week. The probability that at most 2 transformers will be struck by lightning in a week. So the question is on Poisson probability distribution. And I told you the first thing is always to write down the formula. So the formula, probability X capital is equal to X small is equal to E raised to minus lambda. Lambda you raised for X, you divide by X factorial. And we say that E is 2.7182. If you don't want to get it straight in the calc. So it is also good you identify lambda. Lambda in this question, that is the average. We are told it is 0.4. So when they say the probability that no transformer, so when you are told no transformer, we are exactly saying that X is what? 0. Good. So the probability that X capital is equal to 0 is going to be 2.7182. You raise power minus 0.4 times 0.4, you raise power 0. You divide by 0 factorial. Zero points.
6703.
6703. And when they say at most 2 transformers, they say at most 2. At most 2. That means X is 0 or 1 or 2. That is the meaning. And therefore, probability that X is less than or equal to 2 will then be 2.7182 raised power minus 0.4 times 0.4 raised power 0. You divide this by 0 factorial. Then you add 2.7182 raised power minus 0.4 times 0.4 raised power 1. You divide by 1 factorial. plus 2.7182 raised power minus 0.4 multiplied by 0.4 raised power 2 divided by 2 factorial. Total. Unapata 0.992. Yes.
But fanya
Hivi ile ambayo kwa kali. Got it. What is the final answer? 0.992. Okay, so part B, the table below shows ages of 10 husbands and their respective wives at the time of the marriage. So we are told to do all those things. Want to see the relationship between the ages of husbands and wives. So in dealing with this question, it is better you first of all bring the formulas. Obviously, we will require the ordinary least squares. Ordinary least squares function. Which is normally given as y is equals to a plus b x, and b we know is given as n, sum of xy minus sum of x, sum of y. You divide by n, sum of x squared minus sum of x squared. Then a we know is given as sum of y minus b sum of x. We divide by n. The next thing they are talking of is coefficient of correlation. Coefficient of correlation. And I told you some people who are good in computers, they call it multiple R when you're using computers. And we said R between X and Y is given as n sum of xy minus sum of x sum of y. All this you should divide by the root of into brackets n sum of x squared minus sum of x. This one to be multiplied by n sum of y squared minus sum of y. That is how we get it. The next thing that they are requiring is using the ordinary squares in predict. So tutatumia hii equation. The coefficient of determination, the coefficient of determination, that is r squared between x and y. It is this rxy, you square. So just square. The standard error of estimate, the standard error of estimate is SE is given as sum of y minus y predicted. This one squared. You divide by n minus k. Then the whole of this, you get the square root. You get the square root. And then the last thing is confidence interval. Confidence interval for the slope. Is it for the slope or for the predicted value? For the predicted value, not for the slope. So if it is for the predicted value, same here you give us y predicted plus or minus t. Let me just call it critical. T critical. Wacha nikuandikie venye utaenda kusoma. 1 minus alpha out of 2 N minus 1, you multiply by SE. So those are the formulas that are supposed to be applied. So with that knowledge, it becomes now very easy to know exactly what we require in terms of columns. Hear the power of nature. So from this, we will require a column of X, we will require a column of Y, we will require a column of XY, we require a column of X squared, and we require a column of Y squared. At that point, we will have everything for the equation and for the coefficients, and also for the coefficient of determination. We will require to have this one. So we must have the Y predicted. We must have Y predicted. Then we have Y minus Y predicted squared. So that is it. Yeah, those are the columns that we require to have. So that is how you get to know the design of your tableau. So we have a husband here, or the wife. So the wife of 20 years is married by a guy of 25 years. 22 goes to 29 years. 24 goes to 30. 29 also takes 30. 23 also takes 30. 31 anachukua that 2. 29 anachukua that 2. That 1 anachukua that 5. 30 anachukua that 7. And the wife with that 1 years is married by a husband who is 40 years. You remember how to do the calculations using the calc. So if you do, then you don't need to fill these 3 columns. I only require the totals. So key in the values in the calc, Utanisomea totals ya the first 5. Kama hujui kutumia calculator, unaenda pole pole ndio mwendo. Ujaze utapata total. So you already have the total. For which one?
XY.
XY is what? 8773.
Y square, X square is 74.
7454. 408. X 270. Y 320. So for the others who are not yet there, get there as you confirm. And as soon as you confirm that those values are okay, you substitute them in the equation. Then still using the calc, I will come, you tell me the value of B, the value of A, and the value of R.
So for me, it's 10.
No. So confirm whether those values are okay. Then give me those two values. Every day. Sasa hii calculator
10.
Zero point eight.
And square.
Eh?
And square.
Of course. Square root is 3.6. So 3 divided by
But why and so much is here.
what?
Why soon as why is equals to a plus bx. So check
Somebody YN. YN.
Plus b is 0, it's 8 so your x, where there is x, you fix 0 represent around 20, 15, 23. I do participation in chaos.
Can do that in come.
So x will not change.
Okay.
So you have to take to 10 plus 0 is 8 1 times 20.
26, 32. And what's the one?
26, 32.
The others, Jamaliza. Give me now the value of B.
0.34.
The value of A,
10
10.1.
Yes.
10.1. Okay, so the function, so that's function is y is equal to 10.1 plus 0.81x. So we have answered that. Then correlation coefficients are between x and y. 0.80. Then the R square is 0.6. Are we told to interpret?
Oh, yeah.
The correlation coefficient, we are told to interpret. The correlation coefficient, we are told to interpret Actually, we should have be very organized so that whoever is looking at our paper knows that we are not guessing. Sure. Tushapeana formula, tushapeana workings. Sasa unampea solution. Roman 1 alikuwa anauliza correlation coefficient. So utamwambia value R between X and Y is 0.8. Alafu umwambie interpretation. So interpretation utasema this shows a very strong direct relationship. This shows a very strong direct relationship between the age of a husband, and the age of the wife in the above case. Remember tulisema if it's closer to 1, that is how strong it is. Eh? Yeah, so do you think so that there is a direct relationship? Who should be younger? The wife. James, you're very quick to say that. The wife should be younger. Okay. Nowadays it does not matter. When it is favoring. When we have a younger one. Si wanasema kila mwamba ngoma hufuta kwake. Okay. Using ordinary least squares to predict the age of a husband who married a wife aged 40 years. So Y predicted should be, because you already have the equation, is 10.1 plus 0.81 times 40. So if the wife is 40 years, how old should the husband be? 42.5 years. So around 43, yeah? Yeah. Roman 3. It requires we get the value. So the value of R square between X and Y, we already know is 0.64. And then the interpretation or the meaning, of that is that 64% of the age of the husband, 64% of the age of the husband is explained by the age of the wife. The age of the husband is explained by the age of the wife. Remember tulikuwa tumesema if the relationship is what? If it is greater than 80, you can accept, eh? And if it's less than 60, you reject. But kama iko in between you accept at your own risk. So naona iko karibu kukataliwa. So maybe Masa was right when she was saying that nowadays age is it's not a very big issue. According to our criteria. Because a relationship that is so strong and you should accept should have more than 80%. Even that is less than 60, you should not accept. Around like karibu 64. So there is a whole 36 that is not explained by the age of the wife. So what could be the factors that could explain that? Eh? James, what are the factors? At what point would you say now I am right to I'm right to marry? Hoping that you are not in the category of hamtajipata kwa ile category ya kujipata. Najua kuna ile category things just happen. And you have to start. No, it's not for everyone. For me, it's not to be a brand. Hapana, there are still those who are planning na wale wanajipata, si ndio? Yes. So assuming haujajipata, what are some of the factors? Finances. Although that's a very weak factor. It's very weak, but people think it's a strong factor.
So what would be the strong factor?
Strong factor one is about the issue of the age. And the other one is about the values. What do you believe in? And what does your friend believe in? The convictions. They're very, very important. And these values, they also border closely with the interests or the passions. These are things that you need to really check. And don't think that if the fellow has a different value from yours, that you can badilisha. You cannot change a mature human being. Ukilipata kwa pombe, usifikirie utalitoa kwa pombe. Ukilipata kanisani, usifikirie utalitoa kanisani. Ukilipata mimi ni mtu wa football, usifikirie ati sasa sitakuwa na watch football usiku kama saa hii. Someone was telling me some fellows now watakuwa natoka kwa nyumba 11 AM wanarudi bila I'm not a fan of football. Inaisha saa ngapi? Niliambiwa inaanza 11 mchana around 12 mpaka 12 usiku midnight. Yeah. So kama ulipata mtu akiwa fan wa football, usianze kumwambia ati usiende football, no. The interest. Yeah. Hata kama iko BBC. Yeah. So those are things that you need to check. Those are things you cannot change. They don't change. You know, kitu kama pesa inabadilika. Leo niko na pesa, kesho sina. But vile mimi ninaamini and my interest, those things will be. Hata kama nitabadilika kidogo, I still remain. Issues to do with even education. Is this person a person of education? Kama mimi mtu wa vitabu, forever hata nikizeeka utanipata tu niko na gazeti ka Taifa Leo na jaribu kusoma. That's my interest. Yeah. So those are in the time is almost. Higher. So to share interpret here, the next one is the standard error of estimate. That's a standard error of estimate. Here we require to jazz these two columns. We require to jazz these two columns, and you know how to jazz. So tunaanza kuweka these values of x in this equation. So tuanze utasema 10.1 plus 0.811 times 25. No, 20 times 20. 26.32. Haya, ukiweka hiyo ingine ukisema times 22 ndio inaleta 27.94. So nafikiria kila mtu ameelewa hapo, sio? So then those who have not done, you can give them the advantage of copying. Nisome the next. 29.56.
23.75,
Uh-huh.
35.24,
Uh-huh.
33.62, 35.24,
Uh-huh.
34.43,
Mm-hmm.
35.23.
Then from there, you now subtract them from y and you square. So this one, when you square, you will subtract.
I think give it the values.
Yes.
1.724,
1.7424.
then 1.12,
12. Exactly.
36.
36, eh? Haya. So kila mtu ameelewa how we are arriving at those ones. I'm hoping so. So for the interest of time, give me the grand total here. That is what you need.
60.16.
60.1.
6.
86. So I'm saying we copy because of the interest of time, but in your own time you confirm. Remember how they are being arrived at. Okay. So if we have understood, then our SE will be formula. So that will be 60.1686. You divide by n. N is 10. And I told you K is 2. The number of items you have computed. This A and B. The degrees of freedom. So you get the square root.
Which is 2.7425.
2.7425. So that is the standard error. That was the answer for Roman 4. Then Roman 5, they require the confidence interval. The confidence interval tulikuwa tushaandika formula na tukapata that husband is 42.5, sindio? So plus or minus t, 1 minus 0.05 out of 2, 10 minus 2. Tulikuwa tumeandika 2 ama 1. Either can do. You can either use 2 or 1. So multiply by 2.7425. So this becomes 42.5 plus or minus. So my
Yeah. 2.3060.
Times 2.7425. So 42.5 plus or minus. Give me to 2 decimals. Or even to 1 decimal. Give me to 1 decimal. Maybe we are not squaring. This is total. It's already squared. This is your squared. Eh? So total yake we don't square again. Is that okay, Mary?
6.32.
So 6.3. So subtract. 0.2. And when you add, this is 48.8. So we call it a day at that point. So we meet tomorrow, hopefully, for the last lesson. And that will be good. Maybe once you finish copying, let me know so that I can add the lesson for the recorded version. Thank you.